Hello and welcome to my craft room. Today I wanted to show you the Anna Griffin Mink foil machine. Now, before I get into this, I just wanted to say that I really hate saying anything negative about companies because, sometimes, sometimes my personal expectations might be different from your personal expectations, and certain details may not be a big deal to you. However, so I never ever want to squash someone's hopes or excitement or anything like that. And I absolutely love Anna Griffin's designs, and I love getting her company's things. I love this. That's why I invested in this machine in the first place, because I've always trusted Anna Griffin's brands and her, products. I really love them. So I was very much expecting that when you put something through this machine, the entire thing is foiled. There is no black specks. There's no imperfections. For some reason, I thought, okay, especially with the price, for me, I felt like for that price, this machine should work dead on. I wanted it to be like when you go to the store and you buy foiled paper and everything is perfect. And I have no idea what companies do to make it perfect, because I found with this machine, things were not quite as perfect as I wanted. And at first I thought, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I changed settings. I reread the thing forever. I went on HSN to see if people had any problems. No one was saying anything about that. And I even posted a question just asking, if anybody's had this trouble, and nobody replied. So I felt really like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's just me. So maybe you guys have found a million videos and have found just the way to do it perfectly. If so, please let me know, because I haven't found a video yet where someone exactly addresses this, and I haven't looked hard. I followed a friend's link, and I've looked a little, and I just couldn't find it. So I wanted to show you. Now, the one thing I think is amazing is you can do your own digital papers, digital stamps, which I have done here. These are from my computer, and this is the Anna Griffin stuff. So I want to show you how this reacts to different things. I also got the actual Mink large foils. I know this doesn't make any sense, but sometimes I seem to have more success with this foil than the Anna Griffin foil. I don't really know why. But let me just show you some of the things I was talking about prior to showing you an example of me just doing this from scratch. So here's a beautiful paper, and as you can see, there are all these little black parts. Right now, you can always slice this off and just use portions of it, but I guess I just didn't expect that. I didn't expect black spots. And here's another larger one where more of the black is coming through. And I even held it careful, ran it through a few times to make sure, and it still, every time, it doesn't work right. So that's been a little bit of I feel like it's a hit or miss. Here you've got the Mr. and Mrs., and that bit of black just really draws my attention. I'm not enjoying the sparkle as much. Love You, again, bits of black. This one's a little better. This is a full cut, die cut, and here, there's just little specks, but this turned out pretty well. But I had another one where it was like this one, where a bigger portion, I had a swirl that half of it was black, so I just put something over it and you can't tell. But sometimes with these designs you don't want that. With the rose, it's only a little bit here, so I feel like you can make your card and it'll look beautiful, and you might not notice it as much. The congratulations, I felt turned out really beautiful, very superb. You only have a couple black dots. So it just depends, and I kind of feel I guess my biggest disappointment is I felt for how expensive these sheets are, you don't really want to have to trial and error constantly. You want it to work the first time, and you want it to always work consistently, and I don't feel like this machine does that. However, if you've had different experiences, please let me know. I would love to hear your experiences. So here are some cards that I feel like I was successfully able to make beautiful cards here. So I just put a little bit of foil here because half this paper was black and it didn't look good. So I just punched a bit of it just to add a little. Here, most of it turned out just a little black flakes. Most of it is foily and beautiful. Again, here's some black. There was a big black patch here, so I just stuck her there. And the happy birthday turned out pretty well. just a little bit of black there, so I didn't think that was too bad. That's using, you know, some of these are my own papers too. And then here I was able to get success with the polka dots from, so see, sometimes it's perfect and sometimes it isn't. This one actually, there was some black on this edge, so I just did this with the card. I had a different idea with this paper, but I thought, I'll just push and make it better. Here, this was pretty good, a little bit of emptiness there. The cake turned out, I thought, great. Again, the polka dot paper turned out pretty well. So, I mean, it just depends on if you feel like it's worth all that work. So let me show you the Anna Griffin, foil with the Anna Griffin things, and then my computer printing, and, you know, and the hard part is you have to have the jet laser printer thing, a different printer from what I actually had. So I actually got the cheapest printer I could find, an HP printer, and used that. So yeah, the things we do, right, just to make something work. So I'll just take a piece of this foil just real quick and lay this over so you can get an idea, so you can see yourself how things work. And you're supposed to cut pieces off. So let me see if I can do that really quick. Again, if you've been so excited about this machine and you feel like you want to give it a go, you can. I kind of felt like afterwards, I mean, I really want foil. I really wanted to add foil in my projects, and I kind of felt like it was sort of worth it, even though it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. However, I'm not sure about using the Anna Griffin things anymore because, you know, like, I'm not sure about purchasing the Anna Griffin stuff. So just gonna put that in. We've smoothed it. Gonna let it go through. I will run it through a couple times so you can see, and then I will go ahead and run with the Mink and my personally printed polka dots. So you can get sort of an idea. And it does make a funny sound. I have noticed that's just the way the machine works. It's not that your machine is broken, it just really does make a little funny sound. So yeah, don't worry about that if you have a machine and you're like, why is it making this weird sound? It's just sort of the way it works. So, alright, that's done. Let's make sure we go through one more time, just to make sure, since so much of it is the actual ink, we want to make sure we give it a chance. But I do wonder why they would put something on the market that doesn't work every time. You know, something like this detailed, this exciting. Yeah, I do find it a little disheartening. But you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm too picky, but I really thought that this meant all foil and you get to make everything shine and beautiful. And, you know, I really get distracted with some of the imperfections. So we've done it twice, and we'll just go ahead and take it off. And hopefully it won't be too bad. Ooh, look at that. That worked out really beautiful. As you see, there's just a little bit of the black missing here. So that actually turned out really well. Well, that's good. Yay! So let me try the polka dot one. See if I can get a perfect one this time, like absolute perfect. But again, you know, if you really love something, you know, sometimes it's worth, you know, the agony, I guess. And sometimes it isn't. I guess it's up to you on how you feel. If the little bits of black to make it so it doesn't fully sparkle would bother you, I would definitely say, you know, venture away from this. Maybe, you know, maybe in the years to come they'll get better at it. If it doesn't bother you, I say enjoy it. Enjoy the parts that are sparkling as much as possible. I really think the cards can turn out really beautiful. You know, they can just really add a lot to your cards. Just having that bit of shimmer, I really love it. So I'm gonna go through. This does take a while, but it's not that bad, especially if you're, you know, getting everything else ready. You know, it's not too bad. Maybe I'm just used to waiting because I'm always printing things, you know, from the computer, and it's just, you know, you just kind of like, you know, you try to do like things in between if you can, and, you know, it all works out. But yeah, I guess I just assumed perfection, you know, with this machine. But I do like it. I'm really glad I have it. I just, you know, or sometimes I wonder if I'm trying to talk myself into being happy I have it. I don't know. But we'll see. Like, hopefully it'll end up more like this more often than the parts that are like a full missing. Watch, this time the one that I printed on the computer will actually be worse, right? Did I go through twice? I don't remember. Well, if I didn't, oops. But, ooh, that turned out beautiful. See, now that turned out really well. And there are no black dots, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with just using the roll one just seems to work so much better for me. So that's really beautiful, as well as, you know, I try to take these from the printer as soon as possible, you know, and I really love how that turns out. So let's do a gold rose, or maybe that's not quite gold. I think that's gold. The yellowy is gold, and this is something else. But let me just get this done too, so you can get an idea. This is actually turning out way better. If I had just done this the first time, I'd been like, oh, this is great. Figures, right? But hey, like, great. I'm glad it's showing a positive. I didn't cut that right. Oh, there we go. A positive thing. So here we go. We'll run that through. Okay, so here's the rose with the Anna Griffin foil. And that turned out pretty good too. Again, it has missing black pieces, if you can see here. That's not so bad though. I don't find that so bad. And you can put like bows on there and everything, and that could be good. Hopefully, again, it'll just turn out really right. Oh, it's beautiful. See, now it's working every time. Figures, you know, you go and say something and then psh, it's always pretty good. So, you know, there are, again, little missing black things, but not as bad as some of the first ones that I did when they were, you know, like complete black areas. So perhaps I just need to leave the machine on longer. Perhaps it's just today is working fantastic and tomorrow I might have problems. However, I do want to let you guys just see, you know, this has been my experience, and I think this looks really great. Like, it's not perfect, but it's very good. I was much more disappointed when it was turning out like this all the time. So, yeah, perhaps I just need to play around with it some more. But I still wonder why it doesn't always turn out perfect. Okay, so this was one of those dies with all just toner. And it turns out perfect. This is crazy. Well, I'm excited. This has actually helped me get more excited about my foil machine, because even though there's like a couple pieces here, it's nothing like when I had like a full missing black area where I'm just kind of like, how do I put this somewhere and not just stare at this black? So I think this is turning out really well. I'm excited. So that's good. You know, I'm really glad that going through this, I'm seeing the machine is working better. I don't really know why it's working better, but hey, I'll take what I can get, right? So I'll probably show you when I've done more things with this machine. I'll probably do a tutorial. I'm thinking, you know, some Anna Griffin, I think, is sending some. So I think there were, you know, the HSN, you sign up for stuff and they ship out things at certain times. There's a really great phrase for that, and I can't think of what it is, but anyway, I did sign up for those, so hopefully I can get some cute holiday cards together and show you what I make with the foil. But I'm really excited about how this is turning out. This is a lot better than how it was working before, so I wonder if I just didn't like let it warm up long enough, because even though it said, hey, I'm ready, let's go, I would just start right away, and it seemed like as time went on it was getting worse. So I don't know if just kind of leaving it alone and letting it do its thing, like, I don't know, it seems to be working now. So I'm excited. That's great. So I do really like this machine. You know, it's hard to like say flat out, yeah, I think it's worth every penny, because I got mine when it was the cheapest possible. I think $100. Like, I think the mink machine, which is larger, is you can find it for like 110 or something sometimes online. So I'm not sure like if I would have gotten the Anna Griffin one if I didn't get it as cheap as I did, versus the other mink. It's hard because you also are getting like Anna products, and you're also getting foil and such. So it's kind of, you know, you kind of have to weigh out, I suppose, like, you know, what you personally think is worth the money, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I think that adding just a little bit of the sparkle on the cards really, like, you know, does add a lot to them. It really looks beautiful. I think the idea of adding metallics, glitter, you know, foil, whatever it is, I mean, to me it's kind of like eyeshadow. I love shimmery eyeshadow. And if it sparkles, I get so happy. I realize you can't plaster it everywhere without, you know, looking kind of, you know, like a certain style, I guess. Like maybe they would have done that in the 80s. I don't even know if they had much glitter for that. But, you know, like I don't know. I love shimmer. I'm so about the sparkle, the pretties. So, yeah, I really think that these can turn out good. I'm really happy and surprised that this tutorial has turned out completely different from how I expected it to be. So, yeah, I wanna, you know, I'm glad I did this so that I could show you guys, so I could also show myself, like, hey, look, perhaps, you know, the first few times I've tried this, it just haven't, because I've done it like 3 times prior to this and did not have such a good experience with it. So, you know, that's great. I'm really happy, and no, it's not absolutely superbly perfect, but it's pretty good. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date to let you know how I feel about the machine as time goes on, because obviously things can change and your machines can act funny and sometimes they're perfect. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helps somehow if you have contemplated the machine, and maybe, you know, you'll feel like it isn't worth it. It's not worth it if you cannot count on it every single time. And that's up to you. And, you know, I do want to just encourage you to continue to do things that you love, that you enjoy doing. So if you want to foil the world, foil the world. If you want to put glitter on everything, go ahead. If you want to put bows on everything, you know, I mean, it's about enjoying this. It's about having fun. It's about relaxing. Hopefully you can use crafting as sort of like a therapy. Just relax, enjoy, like don't let it stress you out too much. And hopefully you can learn enough on YouTube and other places to make it so it doesn't have to be so difficult, and you can make beautiful cards you're proud of and happy about and share with others and just bless other people's lives as well. So that's my little rant, and hopefully, you know, this gives you a look into the Anna Griffin foil machine. And, you know, I am so excited. Every time HSN comes up with the whole Anna Griffin, you know, is coming up with something new, I get so excited. So if you guys get excited, please let me know so we can be excited together.